Go ahead and get my outfit together. I think I'm gonna go eat me some red lobster. I ain't never been arrested. Never went to jail in my life. Never. Why? Because I don't do anything illegal. I want to send this message out to all of the fathers. This is not man versus woman. Make sure I say that. Take all that shit off the table. What I love right now is that from all of the interviews that I've been doing, all of the women who are probably always going to see things through the lens of a woman, feminist, women's group, you know, it's like, I don't care if the woman is wrong. I don't care what she doing, what she asking for, what she trying to get in alimony, trying to crack the prenup, trying to get this for child support. I don't give a fuck how wrong she is. Most women are always going to see things through the lens of women. So I feel like we're in a real place right now where I could not be more proud of the women that have been vocal and outspoken about all of this goofy shit that my ex is doing and still doing. As a matter of fact, both of my ex. Now, I know y'all are quick to say, playing victim, gaslighting, manipulation, narcissist. They gonna put all kind of shit on you to make sure that whatever they decide to believe about you is what they want to believe, because what? I was born a man. I got it. No one's after me. There's no Crips and Bloods after me. There's nobody in corporate America after me. There's nobody at none of these movie studios after me. There's none of these record labels after me. I got baby mama drama. You get in a relationship with an entertainer who happens to be a public figure, or somebody who's a real estate tycoon, or somebody in the tech space, or somebody who has an actual profitable business. Now, this is what's crazy. Since I've been so public about all the shit that I've been dealing with, you would not, I have lost count of how many women who have walked up to me who are the high net worth individuals, the ones with all the money and the success, talking about how their ex-husband is getting alimony and how the husband is getting child support payments and the husband is getting all that he's doing, freeloading. The husband got the house. Doesn't really happen that often, but when you were born a man, you go into a courtroom and you understand clearly that there is a preset menu that says you were born a man, fuck you. That's what the preset menu says. Now, y'all, I've been laughing, smiling, having fun, doing my interviews, my vibrations and my energy has been up, and I've been over here silently and quietly in a certain capacity fighting these attacks. Why does Samantha's lawyers just request all of my bank statements? Why are they sending screenshots of my IMDb page, which stands for Internet Movie Database? They're looking up all the movies that I just did and asking for money and what's in this account and how much money did you make for Voltron Travel and how many albums have you sold and this and that. Like, leave me the fuck alone, man. I did a prenuptial agreement for a reason. The prenuptial agreement spells out everything that she get and was supposed to get. Why are we now 4 years and 3 law firms into this woman still coming after me? And why have they, the lawyers representing her, knowing that she's with a celebrity, a public figure, a high net worth individual, why have they confirmed on record that they've only got $5,000 from her and they've been representing her for 4 years? Why is this so? I'll tell you why. Because lawyers, not all, but certain lawyers out here will look at a celebrity and a high net worth individual as a pot of gold. And they will milk the shit out of you. And she's sitting over there letting them do it. Do you know how many people have went through a divorce and never went to court? You know how many people got issues with their baby mama, baby daddy, and never went to court? And they're just being amicable and respectful. You cheated, you lied, you hurt me, you this, you that, you moved on, you got remarried again, you this, you that. But I'm not about to take you to court. I'm not doing that to the father of my child. I'm not this and I'm not that. But the moment that you put a little celebrity sizzle on that thing, the moment that that net worth is a little different, all kind of intentions come out. Now, let me make sure I say this, because it's like, take care of them kids. Motherfucker, I've never not taken care of my kids. Let me say it again. I've never not taken care of my kids. As a matter of fact, as much as I travel, as much as I got going on, as much as I'm moving, I'm going to tell y'all the biggest blessing ever. Thank you, Jesus. My 17-year-old Shayla has never called me Tyrese. My 5-year-old has never called me Tyrese. You know who I am in this house? Dad. And when they refer to me, when they not with me, they say, that's my father. I am dad. And you know why I'm dad? Not because of what I bought them, not because of the clothes, not because of the square footage of the house, not because of the cars in the driveway, and definitely not because of this fake jewelry I wear. I'm a father. Because that exchange between your son or your daughter is nothing that could be purchased. It's something that they feel about you as a father because you have a presence in their life. All this shit about money, arguing back and forth, that's for me and my ex to deal with. But when it comes to my kids, my babies, they've never wanted for anything. But I can't stop their mothers from coming after me for more. My mama, rest in peace. My mama didn't raise no fool. And my mama didn't raise anybody that would just lay down and take whatever somebody wants to dump on me. Now, it's funny how I get along with everybody. You don't see me doing no interview. Even when it came to little random ass shit I was dealing with in the past with Tank and Genuine. Man, come on, man. That's like laughable. We do have some concerts coming up, by the way. With BBD, Silk, and Tevin Campbell. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets to support real R&B. That's if they don't lock me up in the morning. I know I'm different. I know I'm doing what most people don't do. I can't even say I'm in fear right now. If he's going to arrest me, I'm just going to say, fuck it, man, get it over with. But the details are very simple. I had one of the most detailed and specific prenuptial agreements in place. And I can talk about this publicly because it's already been addressed publicly. Literally one of the first paragraphs of my prenup. And these are some legal words. It's called contested versus non-contested. And let me break this down for the folks that don't know. When you have a non-contested argument, that means everything about these documents, it's non-contested. We're not arguing about anything. There's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to go back and forth about. There's nothing to unpack. Everything that's been mapped out in this prenuptial agreement has been spelled out and laid out. She had an attorney to represent her for the prenup, and I had one as well. That's a non-contested prenuptial agreement. They have contested. They have said that there are certain things in the prenup that they don't feel the same way about and they want to change it. And so now they're saying it's a non-contested prenup. And yet there's at least 15 different examples of them contesting the validity of the prenup. And one of the first terms of the prenup says that if you want to argue about anything that has to do with the four corners of these documents that she signed and I signed, you're 100% responsible for your own legal fees. That's what the prenup says. You know, they trying to get me for over $1 million right now for legal fees. You know, she's hired 3 law firms. If you want to argue about the prenup, pay for your own lawyers. And when you lose, you got to pay for all my lawyers. I got one lawyer that's been representing me from the whole time. Incredible, by the way. Tanya Mitchell Graham. In-fucking-credible. If you want to argue about the prenup, that's fine. You're legally able to do so. But when you do so, that paragraph right there says you are responsible for 100% of your own legal fees, which means she's now got 3 law firms. 3 law firms, but she's really got 4. Because all of the legal fees that I've been paying Tanya Mitchell Graham for the last 4 years is all going to Samantha. That's the prenup that we both signed. But I've been in my good bag, man. I've been laughing. I've been having fun. I've been running around doing all these interviews, man. I just want to tell everybody out there, man, who's gave me their stage and their platform and their podcast, their radio station. I just want to tell y'all, man, y'all could have had anybody on y'all show. Y'all could have invited anybody on there to be on y'all show. Y'all have helped me to promote 1992. It's got an A- cinema score. Man, people are still in the theaters watching 1992 right now. And Beautiful Pain, my album, completely on fire. I heard it is like number 40 or something on the worldwide Apple Music charts, which is crazy. I've never had that. And then my song Wildflower, dedicated to my mother, is still flying. And I'm just trying to be positive, man. I'm trying to activate some good energy. I've already finished the fucking album and pushed the hardest album I've ever done out. And I just keep getting bombarded by these legals, man. Just last week in LA, some random white lady jumped out the bushes on me and tried to serve me. And I fucking backed up. And then she threw the papers at me and they landed in the street. And I said, ma'am, you never served me. She said, you have been served. She's filming me. And I pull out my camera and I'm filming her. And I said, ma'am, the paperwork is not in my hand. As a matter of fact, you put it all in the street. You're loitering. This is a really nice neighborhood right here. And you got trash all over the street. Can I get back to my joy, my happiness, and my magic? Can these baby mamas leave me the fuck alone, man? Can they just stop hiring lawyers that's willing to work for them for pro bono because they got a pot of gold waiting on them at the end of the fucking rainbow? Can y'all just move on? Go date somebody, go engage, go start a new family. Go just leave me the fuck alone, man. Wow. I mean, fucking thirst buckets, man. And I know these are the mother of my children, but this is true. This is too much. It's been 17 years of this shit, man. I'm about $15 million at this point into having a relationship with my daughters. And I'm not going to cry. I'm just explaining to y'all, man, that this shit is exhausting. And women can relate, the higher income earners, the breadwinners of their marriages and their families that's been drugged into court. Y'all can relate to this. I'm not just saying this because I'm a man. Does it happen to y'all more often? Does it happen to us when we get drugged through the court? No. Just walking into the courtroom as a man, especially a black successful man in Atlanta in front of these.
According to TMZ, 5 p.m. Pacific time, Tyrese was released from custody Monday after his attorney Tanya filed an appeal of the judge's ruling. According to the law enforcement sources, we are told the appeal means Tyrese did not have to pay the $73K before he was released. That does not mean he no longer owes the back child support. It just delayed for now. It's the same legal maneuver Tyrese and his attorney made last year when the judge ordered him to pay up the child support. Tyrese Gibson is in custody for failing to pay the amount of child support ordered by the court, TMZ has learned. Singer, actor, and dad to 5-year-old and ex-wife Samantha Lee was in Fulton County Court Monday morning to face the judge in the ongoing child support battle, and the hearing did not go well for Tyrese. Judge Kevin Farmer was clearly fed up with Tyrese's refusal to pay $10K a month. Farmer ordered him to start paying way back in April 2023. So today he is held in contempt of court. They put him in handcuffs, marched him in the courtroom. Now the judge says that Tyrese can square things away and avoid jail time if he costs up to $73K. This includes $7,500 for Samantha's attorney fees. Look like Tyrese saw his arrest coming. And that's the video that we just saw where he was clearly expressing his frustration. He says it's all just baby mama drama at the end of the day, because he says there was a prenup that covered everything for their 2020 divorce. I know that Darwin always talks about, the prenups and how they are not worded correctly, because one word can just throw the whole prenup off. Is that correct, Darwin? You on mute, just so you know.
Yeah, that's actually correct. He stated, I think in the video you just played, about a prenup being contested and uncontested. The thing about it is you don't even need to put that in there, and you could literally screw yourself over just putting that statement in there. So, for example, lesson learned, you just put that each person pays their own attorney fees regardless, no matter what. But stating that if it's contested, then I'll pay, or if it's not contested, then I'll pay your attorney fees. But once it's contested, then you have to pay your own attorney fees. That statement right there is unnecessary. And I think he probably used that just to make the other person in the agreement feel comfortable signing it. Some people put crazy little statements in there to make the other person feel comfortable signing it. And this one right here is just eating him up right now. And it's not that he actually has to pay it. It's just right now is in effect until his appeal is approved. So the appeal process is really what's killing him, from my understanding. It's the appeal what's happening, the decision that's happening. And then you still got to pay attorney fees for that. And then her attorney got to show up and you got to pay those attorney fees. So it's like you in a corner, and I'll yield.
Hey, Law, the one thing that I did notice is that he said he wasn't going to cry this time.
Right? You heard him, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he show was about to. That's when he turned them lights out, because he felt it coming. And bro, look, you want to get on the internet and keep telling every bit of your business. That's how you got to cope with it, I guess. You just make yourself look worse and worse. I mean, that's fine. That's how you got to cope. Shit, you really, like, a lot of times you putting yourself in a worse predicament, because what you saying on there gonna be used against you in court. You know what I mean? And then you going through doing all these interviews. They know you getting paid for most of those interviews. Cut that check. That's how they looking at it. So, but you gotta keep running your mouth.
I don't see how whatever he's saying could be used. I mean, I don't see how they would use that. Like, what would they use whatever he's saying in the court?
Anytime you got a court case, anytime you got a court case going, you're not supposed to talk about what's going on in it, because it can hurt. That's just, like, we know that.
Yeah, I understand. Anytime you have a court case, you don't want to talk about stuff, the details in it, because it can work out against you, obviously. But I'm just asking for context. Like, are you saying that the stuff he's saying on the record right now and in those interviews is going to be used against him?
I'm saying he talks so much about his personal business that I'm sure it's stuff they can pick apart in there. He has how many interviews, and all he does is complain about all this.
Okay, so you don't know for sure. You just I guess was it hypothetical or whatever? Maybe they can find something, but you don't have anything concrete that you don't see nothing he's saying that's for sure can be used against him. You're just making that assumption based on the theory or the fact, or it's taboo to talk about your case. Not necessarily that he said anything that's damaging to himself.
The rule of thumb with law is that you keep your mouth shut and you go by what your lawyer tells you to go by. He chose to go the other way. His prenup, the part that is invalidated is the fees. And it was shown to him, but he still chose to be ignorant. He has the money. He just wants to be polarizing. So polarize these cuffs on you. Stop crying on every other show. I'll give y'all that this time, because it's ridiculous reading the disclosures as for what he's supposed to do and what he's required to do and why he wouldn't do it. You're not slapping cuffs on me if I could take care of that part. That's minuscule. The 10K was 20K a month for your child. You can afford that. Get it out the way. Dubious means was employed by his ex as for how she split with him. You knew she was in it for something. You didn't vet properly. And then shows ago, I still got people trying to kick my back in, talking about, oh, you should get married, you know about marriage. That's the worst contract that you could ever be in. All due respect to my man Hink that just got married. Because this is the worst case scenario, but I can't get put in that position where somebody's taking advantage of me and using the system to leverage, and you're not making it any better because you're not being stoic regarding what's going on with this given situations. Jumping on every podcast and every show ain't gonna stop you from Johnny Law. You got to pay what you got to pay. At the end of the day, just pay it, move amicably, take care of your child, and just take this one on the chin.
What if he don't want to pay it?
Okay, well, you best get your jaw ready for Bubba and them when they throw you up in prison.
No, I think this was anticipated. I think this is all part of his plan, was to put the cuffs on.
Okay.
Go to jail, become a pillar or a sacrificial lamb.
A martyr,
for men that get abused by women through marriage. What?
I think you said it correctly when you said he can pay it. Just off the strength of the fact that he can actually pay it and just keep moving on and doing his thing. It just piqued my curiosity that maybe he see a different side that we don't see. Maybe he wants to go through this and shed light on the issue and continue to do interviews on the struggle that men have to go through in child support. I mean, imagine if he just paid everything and never pushed back or never showed any resentment or tension in the struggle. In his case, no one would know anything about what's going on, and no one would know the struggle he was going through.
Dude, when you high profile, there's a million people in your face, there's a million cameras. He's way too high profile for people not to know what was going on, what he ate that morning, what he ate that night, what club he went to, who he chilling with. That sells, the story sells itself. You understand? Right. It's easy to look back. You have a prenup. The part that you did not look into because he didn't write it himself was the portion that said he would have to pay the fees. And you can't get around it. They pointed it out. Pay the fees. Pay your child support. Take it on the chin. You got oodles of money waiting for you. You're about to do TGT again. You got 1992. It's actually doing well. You got other things in the future that you can ink. We don't feel sorry for you. You got 2 loaves of bread and a sausage under each arm. You ain't wanting for nothing. You walking around like you Trev Smooth with the ascot and the boa. Come on, man. You ain't playing around. With the soft, with the Versace slippers when he walked through the house with a cigar. I can't feel for you.
But that makes my point, though. It's not that he's trying to. I think what he's saying is, hey, look, I have all this stuff. I have, like you said, the Versace slippers. have all this money. I'm making all these deals and all these movies, but yet I'm still a victim of or I'm still having to go through the same thing anybody else would who don't have it. And I think he's just doing it because he wanted to be known. He wanted to be known. He wanted to be seen, and he want to relate to people who don't have the money he have. Say, hey, look, I'm in this fight with y'all together, and I'm gonna go to jail today or tomorrow morning. I'm gonna sit in jail, and when I get out, we're gonna talk about it. I think that's the whole thing.